Hey everybody, welcome to The Bottom Line. I'm Michael Noland. Tonight we're going to be talking about Gene Simmons. I've done that before, haven't I? Anyway, in the latter part of that interview that he had with Piers Morgan, he said that the rock band, his band, KISS, is fini, done, dead as a doornail. All right, so in my last video, we discussed what Gene Simmons had to say about Roger Waters. We're done with that for this video. The latter part of that interview, he talked about KISS and that in December, they are going to play their last show at the O2 in London. Now, before I get into the specifics of that, let's take a look at a clip real quick about what he has to say about KISS. Now, I want all of you to keep in mind, especially those viewers who have seen my past videos on this man, what he doesn't say. Evidently, there was a subject of taboo that wasn't even mentioned. Let's take a look.
Now, your tour, it's signaling that it may be the end.
No, it is. It is. You've got to have, at some point, we're all grown-ups. You've got to be able to understand when the curtain comes down. Everything's got to come to an end at some point. Have a little dignity and self-respect. Love your fans and understand when it's time to graciously thank them for an amazing journey that's lasted.
But could you really walk away from the stage?
Yes.
Really?
Because the alternative is staying on the stage too long. The way
who has gone on too long in your estimation?
Oh, many. You want me to start?
Name and shame. Who have you looked at and gone, come on, it's time to...
It's not fair. You can look, you can see them by the number of creases on their faces and so on.
Mick Jagger.
Rock basically is a young man's, generally speaking, form of music. And look, half a century is plenty of time to put on more makeup and wear higher heels than your girlfriend. So we've done this a long time. December the 2nd is going to be the last time, and we would love to see those few tickets remaining if there are any.
Yeah.
Some of our friends in London at the O2.
Yeah.
It's going to be the last time we will ever play.
Really? That's it?
We wanted to play indoors instead of, usually we headline Download or used to be called Monsters of Rock. We wanted a more sort of emotional thing, because it is.
All right, so he covers several subjects here. He says that KISS has been continuing to tour because they love their fans so much. And as December rolls around this year, it's evidently time for the band KISS to be laid to rest. But notice what he didn't say in the interview. Nothing was mentioned about a possible KISS 2. What am I talking about? Well, several times this man has stated he could see or foresee into the future where there would be, at one time, a brand new KISS with 4 brand new members. And of course, the man's gonna have his teeth into that, and Paul Stanley as well. Now, he has stated this several times in the media, and yet Piers Morgan didn't even ask that question. So you've got to ask yourself, is this really the end of KISS? I don't know. From what I've read, I think not. And you know what? As long as there is a KISS army to support whatever incarnation of this band, they will be a success. Now, I'll be honest with you, I'm not a great big KISS fan. They've made a couple of good records, they've made some good recordings, laid down a couple of great rockers, and for that, I do respect them. But with the full-on makeup, I was already into Alice Cooper and well into Alice Cooper by the time this band even came along, and I was a little bit too old to fall for the trappings. You add that horrible made-for-TV movie they put out, and I was sure I was gonna have none of that. But what about when he told Piers that bands need to know when it's time to hang it up? And then he goes on to say that you can usually tell by the wrinkles around his face. It's almost as if Gene Simmons is displaced from the very reality that he speaks so very well. You know, in this interview, there wasn't much that he said I didn't agree with. If you just take the interview, he seems, like Roger Waters, by the way, to make perfect sense in the moment. But this man must be so displaced from reality. How in the hell this man can talk about bands need to realize that they're long in the tooth and it's about time to retire? If that was true, if he was connected to reality, Gene Simmons and Paul Stanley would have realized KISS was over decades ago. And there is no doubt that they're playing to click tracks and pre-recorded vocals. KISS is the perfect parody of what a real rock band should be about. Say what I will about Roger Waters and some of his ludicrous statements, I've got to tell you, the man is still writing, he's still producing, and you know what? When you are still doing that, I don't care how old you are, you've got something to say. If you have nothing else to say and are down to mimicking your own past tracks, man, that's not only hang-up time, that's a sign of death. I can smell the colitas rising up from the corpse. Now, I know I'm going to get comments about how brilliant Gene Simmons is as a businessman. I am not criticizing his business techniques, all right? The man can make money, more power to him. Hey, it's a free society. You know, this band, as far as I'm concerned, is tied for first place for the poster childs of ludicrous rock bands that should have retired decades ago. Of course, they're tied with Motley Crap, all right? So it's a toss-up for me. But my question to the tribe tonight is, can you name other bands that should have long hung up their drumsticks and guitar picks? All right, I hope you guys enjoyed the video tonight. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. That helps with channel growth. And of course, if you're a viewer who hasn't subscribed to the channel as of yet, guess what, guys? It's easier than pie. All you have to do is hit that subscribe to the tribe button, then tap that top bell icon, and you'll be notified of all my upcoming videos, and it'll be easier for you to connect to some of my past videos. All right, so I really want to hear from you guys tonight, and you know why? It's because you and I together, we are the tribe. I'll see you in my next video.